dermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
The state of his limbs is worrisome.
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch.
He's missing his calcium?
It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
Sticky like suction
I'm sure
cups?
You'll find an explanation.
He's turning into a
You
squid.
have to.
He's a squid now. He's a kid now. His body is mutating.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
We're going to reveal the truth, and he's going to have us go missing. That's my prediction.
These are alarming symptoms. If we don't act, he'll die.
Do you believe that? I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Hidden files are proof.
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
Okay.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Yeah, it turns you into a squid kid. So I need to go to his office.
No, you're
pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Administration, men's bathroom,
She's a witch, an old hag.
pharmacy.
And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing.
Boiler room. Thomas Fuller, head
Let's hope
physician.
I can go through the administration office.
Okay. Surgical ward. Maybe administration is on the other side. There it is. Just gonna close that behind me. We got cabinets to hide in. Lovely. Reference book of medical sciences. Like a dictionary, this work references in alphabetical order all the medical sciences known and practiced in the modern world. For each of the entries, the major works and the names of the reference authorities are listed.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
I'm trying to back away.
Dr. Colden.
Mrs.
No, but rest.
That-
I will.
Alright, so we gotta get her out of the way somehow. Where can we find a knife? Or, you know, a distraction. That's fine too, I guess.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays.
It's temperamental,
What a pest.
if I understand correctly.
It's so unfair.
What, the pipe? Boiler room.
I don't have any business in the boiler room.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
What are these boxes? Is this so they can, like, tie a patient down to give him a bath or something? I guess.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Why go through
Do you
her?
really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
So... cut off the water. So there's another nurse I talked to that can turn the water off.
Hay fever. What's he doing here?
Turning into a squid! Ooh.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What happened there?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back.
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
Okay.
Mrs. Sanders?
Wait, Miss Sanders? What are you doing here? We just saw her at her house.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
This file describes the state in which Irene Sanders entered the Riverside Institute, as well as the treatments administered to her. Fuller adds a handwritten note. He recommends to take her down to the psychiatric wing in order to provide her with the quiet and rest she needs.
She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
By turning it into a squid. Ooh. Key to the boiler room.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Yeah, because the whole island's taking sleeping pills, right? Let's say the whalers really love the bushy goatee. Can I talk to her?
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
This patient has been mistreated.
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man.
Wow, she said that in the most, like, attacking way possible. Did you pass medical school? Boiler. Here we go. See if there's anything else before I do the obvious thing. Uh-oh.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Uh-oh, she doesn't lift, chat. Well. Wasn't there a storage room or maintenance room? This is absolutely not that. This is a pharmacy.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
Prescription for barbiturates? You can't be just giving big doses of barbiturates. Uomo delinquiti. This pseudoscientific work by Cesare Lombroso correlates an individual's morphology with his criminal predispositions. The seriousness of the study and the accuracy of the demonstrations can deceive an uninformed reader. Oh, I was hoping for more medical knowledge.
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
All right, we need a tool to be able to turn the wheel. What is this? Surgical ward.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
I don't know what that room is. Oh, what's this? Storage room. You got any tools? Monkey wrench. Got some leverage, chat. Excuse me, I need some privacy.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
So now Elizabeth will have the water shut off, and then she's gonna go complain to this lady, which will get her out of the way.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
New objective, consult diary, get in Fuller's office. Alright. So we gotta wait for her to distract the old witch. Wait, where are you going? Are you...
Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy. Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome.
This is where I get caught, and this lady goes missing, chat.
This is where
Calling
Fuller
it now.
found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
A study of the Stendhal syndrome, a particularly rare mental illness. Subjects display mental disorders linked to an exposure to works of art. What? Hiding closet. No. Maybe it's in one of these rooms. Is this a closet of files, maybe? Nope, can't open that one.
I should go another way.
Search his office. I'm trying. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing?
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
Oh gosh, these controls are weird. A and D swaps between the masts. W and S rotate them.
I've unlocked something.
This is the stupidest
Patient
puzzle ever.
files. I was right.
Sarah Hawkins' interview. The cylinder was hidden inside Fuller's office. He recorded his thoughts about one of the many psych-analysis sessions he submitted to Sarah Hawkins to. Are we really going to just play this in here and not leave? I guess so.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Oh wait, I can move around, and it says there's something hidden in here.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key,
What?
but I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
Why is Ethan on medication?
Will on Face Stream, thank you for the raid. We are currently in the middle of playing Call of Cthulhu as part of Halloween.
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here?
Okay, it says I found all the secrets. What is this?
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Ah.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. Are you prepared?
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings.
Wait, is her body in the basement? Because there's a hidden morgue down there?
They must remain hidden in plain sight.
Ugh. This man doesn't feel like a real doctor. He's a bit peculiar, to be sure. And I feel like right now we're just going through a flashback. I think real him is going to catch her in a minute. What? Oh, here.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
All right, leave reconstruction.
I must go back to the basement.
I don't want to go back to the basement. Basement sucks.
I should go another way.
Open door, get ambushed. I'm surprised. Which way to the basement? I don't know if this is a flashback. Well, it's kind of a reconstruction of what she thinks happened there. Block A. Where are some stairs going down? Reception. What is this? What is this room?
In theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him.
Oh, we've already got the boiler room key, so that was like a tip for earlier.
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
The file is strangely incomplete and the detail of treatments is not given. It does not respect standard practice. Sounds like my boss in tech support. He did not respect standard practice. Sir, everything's broken. Lie to the customers. Okay. Where? There's a bathroom. Ah, here. That's a steep staircase. Oh, this is the stairs that, what's his name? Main character guy passed out at the bottom of when he was all gassed up. That's inviting. Friggin' blood trail. Yo, what up?
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
Oh god, he put a squid on us! Alright, so now we're going back to our guy who was astral projecting.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly.
Terrible trigger discipline.
Talk, filthy thief! Oh, I swear I'll shoot!
was Charles Hawkins.
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead.
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
Answer mine.
Foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
Marie Colden was there.
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
That was the Necronomicon.
She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait. No one knows the occult better than me.
Look at his arm.
You might need my help.
Yeah, sure. I need a red shirt.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go. Rescue the doctor.
Thank you, Drake.
This guy came over to my side quite fast. Whoa. Meow. Nevermore. Riverside Institute. The book projected Pierce into the body of Dr. Colden. The detective watched helplessly as Bradley's friend carried out her inquiry. Confronted with the experiments of Fuller, she got into his office and discovered that the director of the Riverside Institute was hiding information on, if not the body of, Sarah Hawkins. But she was discovered by Fuller. Pierce must save her before it's too late.
I pray that Colden is really here.
Wait, we're just in...
And alive.
We're in his office. We just teleported in here. Okay. Diary of the Pastor's Wife, Volume 1. Diary of Reverend Wickwood's wife. Her husband John built the first Hawkins home called Hilltop at the end of the 17th century. They were among the first white colonists of the island. The previous inhabitants disappeared mysteriously after 3 centuries earlier.
Diary. What the... Fuller, too.
Everyone we've ever met in this game is on sleeping pills.
The Scylla is here. Like in the vision. Colden came this way.
Okay.
Right. Enough time wasted. Colden needs me. I must find her.
Oh no, hallucinogenic. No. Are you serious? What?
My God. What is happening to me?
Oh, chat, look, it's a trail of nope.
What was that? It's as if I'd been transported somewhere else.
This is the loop, right? Oh, what if I go the other way? Doesn't work. Okay, symbol. Monster energy drink. What? Knife. Bathroom is bricked off, bricked off. V for Vendetta. Medicine and Secret Sciences. This very interesting book, aimed at a wide public, demonstrates how non-recognized sciences have influenced modern medicine. Magnetism, grandmother's secrets, Chinese acupuncture, hypnosis, herbal medicine, alchemy, and many others have contributed to a certain extent to the enrichment of medicine at the beginning of this century.